Ladies and gentlemen, it is good to be here, and also it's good to be on this very powerful program of Bishop Kingori. I want to bless God for Bishop Kingori and also Pastor Lucy, the good work you are doing in Dallas, Texas. It has been a while since I was in Dallas, but I'm missing to see you guys. What I want to tell the viewers is that you are blessed to have Bishop Kingori and Pastor Lucy as your leaders. And when they invited me on this platform, I said, oh my God, I have to be on, because it is a very, very powerful time that God has given and granted to every one of us to make sure that we get to learn about these mountains. You have to know where you are in order for you to understand where you are going, as much as you know where you're coming from. You have to know that life will always be exactly what you want it to be. You have to decide for your own life and to know how that life will be. That is why such programs are very, very important, because people are always a product of what they learn. You will always become what you exactly learn. If you learn to be a lawyer, you have to study law. You have to study law for you to be a lawyer. You have to study medicine for you to be a medical doctor. You have to study, engineering for you to be an engineer. You have to study Christ for you to be a Christian. You have to study devils for you to be demonic. So what you study determines the far you go and determines the life you are going to live. So I'm so blessed here in Kampala. The sun is on, and the situation is very well in Kampala, Uganda. Here, my family and everyone is fine, and I bless God for Bishop Kingori. This is very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. As we continue learning about these mountains, I'm talking about the mountain of Olives, a place where Jesus had to pay the price for every one of us to be okay. I want you to understand that it has to take a price for you to get progress, and also the progress will lead you into promotion. You have to understand that there is nothing like progress without price. You cannot have promotion without price. If I could just make it shorter, promotion is a product of price. When you pay the price, you will always get promoted automatically. You will not ask for promotion when price is paid. When price is in effect, then promotion is present. And you have to understand that promotion is something that everyone desires in life. Everybody loves promotion. Everybody loves to be elevated, to be lifted to the next level. But throughout the Bible, people that paid the price, even before they asked for promotion, promotion asked for them, which means you can become exactly what you want to be if you are ready to pay the price. So as we talk about Jesus Christ at Mount Olives, we all understand very well that before he became Jesus, he was Christ, because Christ is the Word of God and Jesus is the body of Christ. Oh my God, the flesh part of Christ is Jesus and the spiritual part of Jesus is Christ. So you have to understand that when you combine the two, you are getting the redemption of man. I don't want to go far, but when you look at Genesis chapter number 1, 2, 3, it will give you the clear understanding about Christ, because Christ is the one who made everything through God. God spoke Christ out and Christ made everything. What do I mean? What I mean is the word that came out of the mouth of God was Christ. So when Christ came out, everything was made, everything was created. Now after the creation, man fell, and Christ, who made everything, decided to come and pay the price for man, because man, after the fall, he could not redeem himself from the fall. He could not lift up himself because he was already dead. Now because he was a dead man, he began giving birth to dead people, and we got a dead race of people. So because they were all dead, we needed somebody who is alive to come and clear and bring us out of that death and bring us to a place of life, and that one had to be Jesus. That's why John chapter 1:14, the Bible said the word became flesh. That is Jesus Christ coming to become flesh, Christ coming to become Jesus, Christ coming to become flesh, and he was called Jesus. And now when we became Jesus, we all understand and see clearly that now Jesus is going to the cross to pay the price for mankind to be restored back to God. And we all understand that this restoration had to take the blood, because it was the blood that has to be poured in order for man to be restored back to God. Now we are right in the very, message that causes every one of us to be called born again, because we cannot be born again without the one who paid the price for that redemption of that salvation. Now Jesus Christ had already come to portray himself and also to introduce himself to the world, to make sure that he gets people that are going to continue with the preaching of the gospel after he has gone. And the Bible records very clearly that he chose the 12. We all understand that. And after choosing the 12, he began to move in the miraculous. The reason why Jesus was making a lot of miracles is not because he was doing it for those who are receiving, but he was doing it as an introduction to those that he called. He did miracles to John, healing, like John resurrecting him from Lazarus in the book of John, resurrecting him from the dead. He resurrected Lazarus to introduce himself to the disciples. He was doing everything to make sure that the disciples come to know who he was, to come to an understanding that he is the Christ who is in Jesus, to make sure that he restores mankind back to God. That is why after they knew who he was, he stopped doing miracles and he went to the cross. Now we are looking at a place where Jesus had come to Mount Olives, where he now began the real business of redemption. Now when he got to Mount Olives, the Bible records that then in Luke chapter number 22 verse 39. I'm reading according to the NLT, that is New Living Translation. Then, accompanied by the disciples, Jesus left. That is 39, chapter 22, verse 39. Please follow with me. Then, accompanied by the disciples, Jesus left the upstairs room and went as usual to Mount of Olives. There he told them, pray that you will not give in to temptation. He walked away about a stone's throw and knelt down and prayed, Father, if you are willing, please take this cup of suffering away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine. Then an angel from heaven appeared and strengthened him. He prayed more fervently, and he was in such agony of spirit that his sweat fell to the ground like great drops of blood. Verse 45 says, at last he stood up and again he stood up again and returned to the disciples, only to find them asleep, exhausted from grief. Why are you sleeping? He asked them. Get up and pray so that you will not give in to temptation. Now, these are very powerful scriptures here that we have just read, and you have to understand that in these scriptures we see Jesus, being in the season or the time or the very place where he is now ready to pay the price for man. I want you to understand that it is this very price that gave birth to the church, because the church was not born because Jesus was born. Jesus' birth did not bring forth the church. He did not give birth to the church the day he was born. The church was born the day he rose from the dead, which means after the price was paid, the church was born. So we are born again because Jesus rose from the dead. We are not born again because Jesus was born. No. His birth, because everyone can be born, but not everyone can die and rise again. It's only Jesus who died and rose again without anyone praying him out of the grave. Now, this was a process of paying that price. I want you to understand that when he got to this place, remember, he used to have a lot of people following him, multitudes and multitudes following. But as long as he was coming closer to the cross, listen to this carefully, the multitude continued to be minimal. The more he came close to the cross, close to the cross, people continued to be minimal. which means when you are coming to a place of price, don't be surprised when people begin to be minimal. Some people, we always miss it when we think that all people are going to help us to pay the price. No. There is always a mountain in your life where you are going to be paying the price for others to be okay. The price for others to live a better life. The price for others to be a people that you have paved a way for. When that season comes in your life, people will always begin to be minimal. Will begin to be few in your life. Now, those who believe in devils, every time they talk about it, they will say you have a spirit of rejection. That is why people are rejecting you. Maybe the spirit of rejection might be there, but what I want you to understand is when you are coming to the time of paying the price, you will always remain alone. The price, when the season of the price comes, that is when all people who used to know you will run away from you. That is when people who used to be close to you will always desert from you, and they will desert and run away from you. And many times when we get to such seasons, people think that maybe the Lord has left them. No, God has not left you. But look at the life of Jesus here. He has come with tens of thousands of people. He has fed them in the wilderness with bread and fish. He has done miracles to them. He has healed them. He has delivered them. He has resurrected them from the dead. He has opened their eyes. But now it's coming to a time of paying the price for the whole human race to be redeemed from the powers of darkness. Guess what? The more he came closer to the cross, the more people ran away from him. When time of paying the price comes, no one will always be there to help you pay the price. No one will always be there to help you achieve your goals. Yeah, some people talk about, they call them destiny helpers. I like the preaching of destiny helpers. When people put much emphasis, when they talk about destiny helpers, and, they talk about these, they call them destiny, people who pay the price for you to get, to get to your destiny. And then they begin to look at only those who are giving you some money, those who are supporting you, those who are standing with you. Yeah, that is good, but sometimes God will always raise up destiny helpers who are coming to kick you, who are coming to beat you up. Those are the best destiny helpers. When you look at all people who paid the price for others to be free, people like Joseph, the best destiny helper that Joseph had was the brothers turning against him. They were the best destiny helper because they sold him and they sent him to a place where his dreams, came to pass, which means those are the best destiny helpers. Sometimes when we hear destiny helpers, we are looking at people who are coming to give us some money. People who are coming to, promote us and take us to that place. But listen to me, God will always first of all use the enemies, which means you will not have any friend on your side. You will only have enemies on your side. And then those enemies will help you and push you to a place of the fulfillment of your dream and your destiny. Which means now Jesus, all the people that he were with, they have all left him. They have all run away from him. He is now left alone. Now, he is now left only with the few disciples. Even before he was left alone, he is left with a few disciples. And the few disciples, they are looking at him. Going upstairs, they have finished to eat what they call the Last Supper or the Lord's table. After finishing that, is now going out. Is now at the Mount of Olives. This is the mountain that I came to talk to you about. When he gets to this mountain, he begins now to go to the place of the garden to pray. Then he tells his disciples, please, guys, keep awake so that you may not give into temptation. King James says, don't get into temptation. Now, after he had just finished talking to them, he went a distance of a stone throw, and then he begins to pray. And the Bible says when he was praying, the sweat began to drop down like, the drops of blood when he was praying. And he's coming back to check on the disciples. He found them asleep. He's asking them, why are you sleeping? He asked them, that is verse 46. Why are you sleeping? Now, my question also to him is, why should they not sleep? Why? Because the price that is paying, no one will help him to pay. I want you to understand that when you look at people helping you to pay the price when God is getting ready to make you a sacrifice for many, don't even try to think that people will be there to help you pay the price. You will always pay alone. But yet the price that you pay alone will bring multitudes or generations, even the whole human race, to be restored to God. And yet you paid alone. You paid right alone, but yet God is using your price to liberate a lot. Look at Joseph. Joseph says, don't worry that you sold me here. The Lord sent me ahead of you to preserve your life and to deliver you with a great deliverance. When Joseph is speaking like this, he paid this price alone, but yet the whole family and the whole generation, came out of the season of hunger because of Joseph. Listen to this carefully. I've come to discover that many times when we are in this season of this mountain of paying the price, we will always pay alone. When you are in this mountain of life, it is a time to pay for others. You pay alone, yet you are paying for many multitudes to be blessed. And now this is a season that so many people don't like. And it's a season that many people mistake to be devils, demonic, a season of oppression, depression, a season of whatever they call it, spirit of rejection, spirit of denial, spirit of ancestral spirits following. You can call all the spirits, but when God has lifted you in a family to make sure that you are the one who is going to pay the price for the others, then you got to go through this season. You got to face this mountain. Will be a mountain in your life where all the brothers and sisters will leave you. This will be a mountain, your mountain in your life, that you will not have anyone on your side to help you. Among all the friends, no one will stand on your side. All people will run away from you. But listen to me, you are too blessed, because God has chosen you to be the one who will bring the progress, and also who will bring that level that has never been found in your family, in your clan, in your generation, to lift up people and take them to places they have never been before. Ladies and gentlemen, you will always remain alone. You might be in a place where you have people around you, but you feel that loneliness in you. You feel like everybody has deserted you. You are in a place as beautiful as Dallas, as beautiful as America, as beautiful as London. People that I'm talking to, the whole world, all of you, you are in places where everyone admires to come. But yet people might be admiring you, but you are also admiring them, because you are wondering what happened to me. It's like even those people you left in Africa are living a better life than you, and you are wondering what happened to me. People who came to America after me are living a better life. How come I'm the one coming from behind other people? It is just a mountain. Remember, it is just a mountain. Don't think that you shall be on that mountain forever. No. It is just a mountain. It is part of the process that you are going through to pay the price for your promotion. It is just part of the process that God has given to you, that after you pay that price, you are getting to a place where no one will ever look at you and despise you. Guess what? We are talking about a Jesus who is now seated on the right hand side of the Father, on top of every principality and every challenge. How did he pass to get there? He paid the price. He passed that mountain. It is a mountain. When you get to that mountain, you might feel like everything has scattered. Everything has gone away. Oh my God, you might feel like everybody has deserted you. But it's just a mountain. Don't even try to think that you are there to stay forever. No, you are just passing there. But there is a place of resurrection waiting ahead, that when you get to that place of resurrection, people will look at you and wonder, how did you make it? Listen to this. The Bible says is finding all of them sleeping. The time when he thinks he needs them more, he told them, pray so that you cannot enter into temptation. This is a season when we need all people to stand with us. But let me say this before I close, because I don't want to stay long. The Bible says that he had to pay the price for the human race to be redeemed. Now listen to this. When he was paying the price, he is one man paying for the whole human race. Because the first Adam had already messed everything. This is a second Adam who is coming to restore everything. Now, because he's the second Adam, he has to stand alone to restore human race, humankind. Now, when he stood like this alone, I'm looking at him groaning. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. You have to understand that when God has given you the ability to pay the price for many, you'll pay with your blood. You will pay with your resources. You will pay with everything, which means you are paying for many to be okay. Which means those that are going to pay for many people to be okay, you will pay alone and many will be okay. Those who are going to pay for themselves to be okay, you will use people to pay for you. But if you are going to pay for people, you will use you to pay for the people. Which means you die for others to be okay if you are going to pay for the others. But if you are going to pay for yourself, others will die for you to be okay. Let me explain this. You find that so many people kill others for them to be okay. You don't mind about their welfare. You don't mind about how they are living their life, and you don't mind about them, which means you kill others for you to be okay. But those who are paying for others, you kill yourself for others to be okay. That is what God requires of us. You sacrifice your own life for others to be okay, not sacrificing others for you to be okay, which means you put others first, then you die for them, which means now you begin to pay the price for them. You begin to pay everything concerning you for them to be okay. You sleep hungry for others to eat. You sleep in a low place for others to sleep in a higher place. Such sacrifice, those are people God is looking for on this mountain. This is a mountain where you are not going to expect people to be there, pay for you to be okay. No, this is the time where you pay for others to be okay, which means for you, it is God who knows how you will make it. It is God who knows how you will succeed. But now you are there doing everything to make sure that other people are okay. And that is the heart God is looking for in our lives today. How many people can we have on this platform who are ready to pay the price for others to be okay? You cannot sleep full when others are sleeping hungry. You better sleep hungry when others are sleeping full. I don't know whether America, you understand this kind of a language, because some people in America, food is not a problem. Maybe in this season of Corona, you know, these things that are called Corona stuff. But let me leave that alone. What I'm saying is, can we have people in this very pandemic, this very season when things are not doing well to everybody? How many people do you think about and say, hey, how are they doing? What have I done to make sure that they're okay, spiritually, physically, materially, to make sure that these people are getting to a place of redemption and a place of success? These are the people God is looking for on this very platform. This message is for these people. You have to understand that God is calling those who have the heart of Christ. Those who can say, no, I'm not gonna be okay when other people are crying. Those are the people God will turn around and promote and take to the next level, which means they have paid a price to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot be promoted not unless you have gone through some process. You have paid the price. You know, we have a supermarket, you call them store in America. Here in Africa, we call them supermarkets. You know, in South Africa, which they call pick and pay, pick and pay, pick and pay, which means you go pick this hanky, then you go somewhere and pay for it. You pick it from the store, then you go to the counter to pay, the cashier to pay for it. You know, that system does not work in the kingdom of God. In the kingdom of God, is the other way around. You pay and pick. Before you pick it, you will always pay for it. Now the problem comes when the enemy tells people in the kingdom that as you are paying for it, you will never receive it. That is a lie. Whatever you pay for, you will not beg to receive. What you have paid for, you will not request to receive it. You will not beg to receive it. What you have paid for, you will always command to receive it. You will not have that begging language after you have paid the price. Those who have paid price, they will always have that commanding language. Commanding. That's why some people say that man has a commanding language. No, you are mistaking the language. You are mistaking him. He paid a price. People who have paid, they always have that language which looks like commanding to those who have not paid. But when you pay, you'll understand when people begin to speak with authority. That is why after Jesus paid, came out of the grave and said, all power and all authority in heaven and on earth are given unto me. So go ye in the whole world. He's not saying, now I request you to go in the whole world. No, he commanded them to go. Why? Because he has paid the price. The word go is in capital G. Go ye in the whole world. Those people always need to be requested and begged, it's because you don't understand paying the price. When you get to the understanding of the price paying or paying the price, you will understand the language of command. Why? Because the one who have paid will always use authoritative language. Authority becomes the order of the day. Now back to this. I'm about to close. He says that are you not even praying with me? Get up. Why are you sleeping? They have to sleep because the mountain is not theirs. They have to sleep, okay, when you are sleeping tired. They have to sleep when you are awake. They have to be okay when you are feeling bad, when you are feeling like the whole world has turned against you. The whole world is like people are using you. We've had people that always say, people are abusing you. Because it's like you are standing for others to be okay, and you yourself, you are not as okay as you want to be. And now the people you are giving, they are turning against you. Even the one that cut off is here. The one, was it Peter who cut off the ear of the guy of the high priest? Jesus is getting the ear and is putting it back and healing it instantly. And Peter is wondering, say, I'm fighting for you. And you are healing those who are caning. You are removing their pain. You are becoming their pain killers. Come on, they are coming here to kill you and we are helping you. Jesus, in other words, is telling him, no, if you were to help me or to do something for me, you were to do it the time you slept. Now they are waking up to fight physically, and yet it's a spiritual battle. You cannot fight a spiritual battle physically. You cannot. You have to fight it spiritually. In other words, every step you take physically is already calculated in the spirit first. Listen to this. You have to understand that this mountain will always be there. It is a mountain of agony. It is a mountain of paying the price. It is a mountain in your life to take you to the next level. It is just planted in your way to your greatness. The mountain is always planted. It is somewhere in your way to success. It is there. People who go through this mountain will always become great tomorrow. They are the leaders of tomorrow. They are the successful people, businessmen of tomorrow. Now, as I close, let me say this. We see Jesus going through this, paying the price for all people. That is why he is sacrificing his life. Remember, I told you, you have to be the one sacrificing your life for others. If you are going to pay the price for others, it is you who will pay. Don't look at them as you pay them for them. Look at yourself. You are the one to sacrifice yourself to make sure that those people are okay. Which means if you will never sacrifice yourself, you cannot get anyone all right or okay. They have to go through your sacrifice to live a better life. It has to be your sacrifice that will yield a better life in somebody else. That is why the language of giving comes in. The language of giving comes in. You give your life for others. He gave his life for the rest of us. We are preaching here. We are living a good life. We are sleeping well. We are enjoying life on earth. We are changing flights. We are connecting the whole world because of one man's price. All of you who used not to sleep well, now you sleep well because of one man's price. That price that he paid, he did. He has helped every one of us to be fine and to be okay. Why? Because he paid that price alone. Ladies and gentlemen, God will always choose somebody in a family, one who will pay the price for the whole family. He will always choose somebody in a generation. He will always choose somebody in a house, in a company. He will always choose a person who is going to stand for others. He will always choose. May you be the one chosen. And I believe you know that you are the one that is chosen in that place, in that family, in that company, in that continent. He will always choose an individual that is going to sacrifice for others. to make sure that other people come to the kingdom, other people come to salvation, other people come to a place of understanding God. God uses people to reach people. If you are going to get that which God has given to you, then you have to understand you are the one God has chosen to make sure that he takes other people out of sin into being saints. They cannot change without anyone rising up. He says, who is ready? Whom can we send for us? Ladies and gentlemen, as I close, you got to understand that here Jesus is paying the price on that mountain. Remember, it is a mountain of paying the price. It is a mountain that God has already set apart for you, every one of us. We are living in a generation right now where I see that God is now choosing people who are going to usher in the latter glory, because the enemy is already risen to make sure that the church is subdued and subjected. But remember, I've been talking to so many people all over the world, and I tell them the owner of the church is not dead. The owner of the church is living. The enemy is trying to lift up a lot of stuff to make sure that the church is crippled. What they are fearing in the whole world right now is none other than the church. They can open any other thing but close the church. But listen to me, the owner of the church is not dead. It is said in Matthew chapter 16, he said, I will build my church upon the rock, that the gates of hell will never prevail. Listen to me, it is his church, not our church. It is his church. And because he dwells in us, we are going to watch how he's going to pay and also going to play it out for us to make sure that the church is restored back to normal and the kingdom shall be preached. Because we are living in a generation where he has to usher in the power and the latter glory. Now listen, after this, he's proving to all of us that now success is given, redemption is given. He is not fearing anything. He is left alone, sweating blood, but not giving up. Because the will of the Father was for him to pay the price to get more sons and daughters. I close by saying we have to understand that God has placed us with the same mandate. Because Christ dwells within us and lives within us. Because Christ is the one who has paid it all for us to make us and to bring us into the ministry of reconciliation. Reconciling God together with man and man together with God. We have to understand that we are the people God has chosen at this season to make sure that we take the church to the next level. And because we are the people chosen, we have to be sure and understand that we are the guys God has chosen to pay the price to take the church to the next level. We have to pay the price. What blesses me is when Jesus said that if it has happened to me, the fresh tree like this, what about you, the dry trees? Which means the fresh tree paid the price, the dry tree must pay even more worse. It is not a threat. It is just an encouragement to know that when things like this comes to you, you get to that kind of a mountain, you know, if the fresh tree did not remain on the cross forever, right now is seated with the Father at the right hand, then it means also us who are going through whatever we are going through, we are not going through this mountain forever. It is a mountain that we are going through for a season to make sure that now we usher in the latter glory of the church. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to challenge every one of you to understand that price is a must for progress and process, and also for promotion to take place. Price is a must for promotion to be achieved. You cannot achieve it, not unless you have paid for it.